plot time once again. Today, I'm bringing you the movie that gave birth to music. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. This is the 2003 film School of Rock, featuring Jack Black. So, let's get started with this. So, rock band No Vacancy performs at a nightclub 3 weeks before auditioning for the Battle of the Bands. Guitarist Dewey Finn creates onstage antics, including an unsuccessful stage dive that abruptly ends the performance. The next morning, his roommate Ned Schneebly and his demurring girlfriend Patty DeMarco inform Dewey that he must either pay his overdue share of the rent or move out. At a rehearsal session, Dewey is informed that he has been fired from No Vacancy and replaced by another guitarist, Spider. While trying to sell some of his equipment to get the money, Dewey answers the phone when a woman named Rosalie Mullins, who is the principal of Horace Green Prep School, answers the phone inquiring for Ned about a short-term position as a substitute teacher. Desperate for the money, Dewey decides to impersonate Ned, and he is hired. On his first day at the school, Dewey, who does not know how to spell Schneebly, adopts the name Mr. S. His erotic behavior confounds the students. One day at school, after observing the students' talent in music class, Dewey decides to go to his van and get his instruments, the real musical instruments. And when the gang comes back to class and notices all those instruments there, they're curious to know what he's doing. So Dewey takes a few students from the class and brings them up front where the instruments are, including Zach Mooneyham, who he sets up as lead guitarist, when he hands him a white Gibson Flying V. Lawrence, who knows how to play piano, so Schneebly sets him up as the keyboardist. Katie, who in music class was playing a cello, Schneebly sets her up as the bassist. Then there's Freddie Jones, who in music class was banging cymbals. Now he's playing drums. And Schneebly sets himself up as the lead vocalist and the rhythm guitarist. He assigns the rest of the class to various roles of co-lead and backup singers, groupies, and roadies, with overachiever Summer Hathaway as the band manager. She originally was a groupie, but she wasn't happy about the idea of that, so Schneebly set her up as band manager. The project takes over normal lessons, but helps the students embrace their talents and overcome their insecurities, as well as realize that rock and roll can help them stand up for themselves. Dewey reassures Lawrence, who is worried about not being cool enough for the band. Zach, who has an overbearing father who disapproves of rock music, and Mika, an overweight girl who is too self-conscious to audition for co-lead and backup singer, despite having a powerful voice. Groupies Michelle and Eleni, with Summer's approval, name the band the School of Rock. One day, Dewey sneaks the key band members out of the school for the audition while the rest of the class stay behind to maintain the cover. Despite the bill being full, the band is accepted after Summer tricks the staff into thinking that the kids are terminally ill. The next day, Rosalie decides to check on Dewey's teaching progress, forcing him to attempt to teach the students actual academic material using his guitar as a teaching aid. Also, one day, Dewey learned something about Miss Mullins. She has a little bit of a musical interest. He learned that from a few of the other school staff that mentioned a time that she got drunk at the alumni dinner. She literally got up on the table and did a Stevie Nicks impersonation. So now Dewey knows that Miss Mullins might be a fan of Stevie Nicks. So one day after school, he takes her to a bar for a drink. Then he goes to the jukebox and he finds Stevie Nicks on there, and he plays Edge of 17, one of Miss Mullins' favorite Stevie Nicks songs. And I don't blame her. Stevie Nicks is one badass chick, and she has some amazing music. The day before the Battle of the Bands, Ned receives a paycheck from the school via mail and realizes that Dewey impersonated him. During a parents' meeting at the school, the parents of the students question Dewey's teaching methods. Then Ned, Patty, and the police later arrive and confront him. Now it's worth noting Patty was the one who called the police, which was honestly a awful move. Despite the fact that Dewey did impersonate, that was clearly a mistake calling the police that soon. Then Miss Mullins appears, and Dewey reveals his true identity and admits that he is not a licensed teacher before fleeing. And he said something that really got the people upset. He said, "But I've been touched by your kids, and I'm pretty sure I've touched them." That sent some bad thoughts through the parents' minds, and they nearly chased him out of the school. At home, a disappointed Ned reluctantly tells Dewey that he should move out. The next morning, the parents angrily confront Miss Mullins at her office, not wanting their hard work to go to waste. The kids sneak out of the school and direct a bus to take them to pick up Dewey. They drive to Battle of the Bands. While back at the school, the new substitute discovers the kids are missing. Miss Mullins and the parents race to Battle of the Bands. Meanwhile, Ned stands up to Patty, breaks up with her, and goes to the show. Backstage, Dewey proposes that they play a song Zach had written earlier in the movie. Immediately following No Vacancy, School of Rock plays Zach's song and wins over the crowd. Although No Vacancy is declared the winner, the School of Rock is praised by the audience, who calls for an encore. Though initially upset at the deception, the parents admit to being impressed by the kids' talent and confidence on stage, with Miss Mullins even becoming ecstatic. Sometime later, an after-school program known as the School of Rock opens, and Summer has obtained many offers for shows and record deals from the band. Dewey now has his own residence and works as a music coach for the students, while Ned, having rediscovered his passion for rock music, teaches beginner students. So needless to say, it ended well. Dewey managed to teach kids rock music, while Ned brought back his passion for music and taught little kids the beginner stuff. It all went well. They had all kinds of amazing music in this movie. When they were in the van, an Immigrant song by Led Zeppelin play. a song that Lawrence was playing on the keyboard when he first got up. He played "Touch Me" by the Doors. "Sunshine of Your Love" by Cream played when Dewey was getting his instruments out of his van. Dewey played 3 different riffs for Zach when Zach came up to the front and picked up that Flying V. Dewey played "Iron Man" by Black Sabbath, "Smoke on the Water" by Deep Purple, and "Highway to Hell" by AC/DC. There was some Ramones songs in here. Do you remember "Rock and Roll Radio"? Which was covered by Kiss for this movie. "Bonzo Goes to Bitburg" by the Ramones. Of course, I mentioned "Edge of 17" by Stevie Nicks. Also, "It's a Long Way to the Top" by AC/DC, which is what School of Rock played when the audience called for the encore. No Vacancy played "Heal Me, I'm Heartsick" at the show, which I would admit was a pretty good song. Yeah, I mean, overall, I love this. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, and peace out.